Reform or revolution? This is like the most age-old debate between socialists, communists, anarchists, pretty much anyone. Apparently some 4chan users want to start their own society by accumulating a large chunk of Texas land. Apparently one of the ones starting it is named Storm Troll. I'm wondering if Storm Troll is someone I used to know on Facebook named Gary, because it sure sounds like Gary. But, anyway, the point is, he wants to make his own society. I say his society, but essentially it's a commune. That's what it is. You know, I know that word has negative connotations as like this hippie group, the Burning Man, a bunch of drugged out, stoned, naked hippies rubbing up against each other. But making your own community is nothing new. The Amish do it, Mormons did it, many religious cults do it. It's really not a new concept. It's this idea of starting from scratch, declaring your sovereignty, and running a community where everyone does their part and builds up society. Now, the thing is, people are PMing me, asking me if I'm going to be part of this society, what I think about joining. Some people are just outright begging me to join. That's how I knew about this. So, what I'm saying here is that you're going to have problems. And personally, if you ask me, trying to build your own society is counterproductive. Because look at all the countries we have now. We have like over 200 countries, and within those countries there are multiple states, multiple cities. You don't need to start a new community. If you got enough people together, you could basically take any city within Texas already that already has buildings up and shit belonging, and you could declare dissent from the Union. I'm not entirely sure if it's legal, but I'm pretty sure your country would not give a shit, because they got bigger things to worry about. The point I'm trying to make is, you can't solve political or sociological or any issue involving humanity by just making your own society. That's the problem with the right wing. That's their answer to everything. If you don't like it, move. If you don't like it, make your own. That's not the point. That is not the principle of the matter. The principle of the matter is to minimize the evil and to excel the good. That's it. If you teach people different things, if you make them more educated, if you make them more courageous, more confident, that helps humanity. You don't need to start your own community to do that. Now, mind you, you might want to start your own community because there are some laws that are just not going to be legal no matter what state you live in. If you want to do drugs or have sex with underage girls, yeah, you might need to start your own community. And if those are the only things that you're worried about, your priorities are all fucked up. There is no reason for you to need to distance yourself from your country of origin or wherever you are in order to be free. Freedom is an abstract. The fact is that we are only free to the extension other people are willing to let us be free, and it shouldn't be that way, but it is. It is might makes right. And the only way that's going to change is if we change it by ourselves. If we change it a little at a time by doing whatever we can. Now, what I'm saying here is that I just don't believe it'll work out. I don't. And I don't say that because, like, the government's gonna come in and raid you guys. I don't say that because I have so little faith in you as individuals that you won't be able to sustain yourselves as a society. I'm sure you could. I'm sure you could find doctors and scientists and engineers, architects, and you could make good houses, you could have farmland, you could have lots of food, you could take care of yourselves. I have no doubt in my mind that you could be self-sufficient. What I have my doubts about is how you think that somehow this will be so much better than your current situation. I'll just give you one example, and it will already make complicated your society. Relationships. What are you going to do when two people have a bout because one was cheating on the other or some other drama bullshit, and they become bitter enemies because of it, it's going to affect their productivity. Now, Storm Troll wants to believe that everyone is welcome if they can pull their own weight. That's all well and good. But what if their weight is being distracted from being pulled by some internal monologue? Let's say you have a man that does, I don't know, he's a pharmaceutical guy. He knows how to, he knows all about medicine, and he knows how to cure sicknesses and things through herbal remedies. And let's say you have a woman that knows construction work and knows how to weld and steel and is good at building. Both are useful in their own ways, but they just refuse to deal with each other, and it's going to affect the community because they're talking about each other behind their backs, they're refusing to cooperate with one another. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to kick them both out, and with that kick out two essential people to your population? Are you going to choose among the two and kick one of them out, thereby negating this whole, everyone's equal and in solidarity when the majority comes down against the minority because, they were unpopular, or by their rationality they were kicked out when both are clearly useful? Or are you going to, have some kind of legal process, and therefore that's a government? What are you going to do? That is human nature. You have to change human nature, and I believe you can change human nature, but it takes time. It takes so much time that it's useless to try to make your own society and just work with what you got now. And it's going to fail, because that's going to happen all the time. There's going to be people that don't want to work with each other. There's going to be people arguing that so-and-so isn't pulling as much weight as they are, and especially when you refuse to admit that property is in and of itself violence and coercion. When you start allowing people to own property, they're going to use that against each other. The same way moderators fucking ban me, they're going to use their concept of property to keep people off their piece of the land and to make it harder for everyone to do their job, because they're going to be like, well, this is my shovel, and you can't dig the dirt with my shovel. Get your own shovel. More right-wing rhetoric. Get your own. Do this on your own. Blah, blah, blah. So, and that's going to come up a lot, and that's going to cause friction within your community. And you can believe all you want to that through everyone just getting together and going to meetings and deciding which one is the bad seed and, kicking them out of your society, that it's going to make things magically better. No, there's going to be deviations. There's going to be separations. People are going to conspire against each other and form cliques within this clique. So, it's going to be like fucking high school, only worse, because these are people's lives. This is their livelihood. They actually left their families to be part of this community, and you are cruel enough to kick them out of the community for whatever reason, and then where will they have to go? Basically, they will die. If you kick them out of your community, they will be forced to go out on the streets outside of your community and look for work and shit, and you're just going to tell me that, they were a bad apple. So, how are you any better than the government you oppose? There is no rationale or any good side to trying to form your own nation. The key to compassion and the key to humanitarianism is not trying to establish your own order. It's trying to do what you can to affect the humanity here and now and move us toward a biological and spiritual evolution. I do believe in evolution. I don't know if I believe in catastrophic evolution where rapid change can happen and it's very visible, or if I just believe in minor evolution where it's subtle, and if it's something really big happens, it takes a good million years. But I do believe in evolution, and I do believe that every word that comes out of our mouth and every action we do can have hazardous or excellent effects on our environment. We just won't be able to see them because in our limited lifetimes we won't be able to know the full effects, nor can we, in this three-dimensional body, fathom what is going on all around us. We don't know how it's affecting people's psyches, we don't know how it's going to affect their lives, and it's better that we internally are revolutionaries than externally, because all you're going to do is create more strife, more class struggle, and more bullshit. People are going to fight over complete bullshit, and isn't there enough of that? You know, if just building your own society worked, it would have worked by now. We wouldn't need 200 fucking countries. We wouldn't need all these multiple states and all these multiple cities if just forming your own community worked. You mean to tell me that out of all the towns in Texas, none of them got it right, but you're going to get it right? That is pure arrogance. So, I'm not condemning you. I'm not telling you that it will fail automatically anyway. I'm telling you that the very idea is flawed, severely flawed. And it is not anarchism. You know, I know you might get offended by that, but to me, anarchism is knowing full well that people cannot be trusted in their current state. That it is not within our nature, either by design or by just genetics, just nature, that we can just form this peaceful community and all get along. Maybe the rich made us that way. Maybe we're just naturally dicks. But either way, it's going to take time and effort to change that. But we should change that as we live in day-to-day society. We should not struggle and deal with all the elements and all the bullcrap of separating ourselves from society and not having the virtues and the benefits of technology and easily accessible food and things like that. Yeah, there's laws I don't agree with. There's practices I don't agree with. And I try to work within the system to change that. And some people disagree with me on that. But you probably are misinterpreting what I say by work within the system. What I mean is work within humanity as it is now. I'm not going to go and, hide myself away in some faraway place. That seems autistic to me. You just go to your governor floor, and when they're debating state issues, argue in favor or against some kind of law, or, help somebody out that needs financial assistance. Let them borrow some money so they can pay their rent or whatever. Just make friends with people, befriend people, and, that's how you expand your social circle. That's how you expand your society. Don't fucking worry about, getting a bunch of random people together to make this utopia. Just make friends. Go out and meet people and talk to them and respect them and admire them and help them out when they need help. And there you go. There's your society. I've honestly thought about, if I can't write a book about this, I will make a DVD about it, of me talking to you as I'm talking to you right now, covering all the different segments and chapters I was going to work on, and just produce DVDs that will explain what is wrong with the world, what we can do about it, and the likelihood of change, and what sort of negative and positive consequences you can expect at the current rate you're going. So that's my view of this attempt at some kind of new-fangled nation. And, if I'm misinterpreting anything, you can leave a comment section anytime and, tell me about it. But I've seen how people act. And if they act anything like on the internet, this is going to crash and burn. And you won't need the FBI or anything to do it. So, that's